David Beckham, former England captain, 6-time Premier League champion, La Liga champion, Ligue 1 champion, Champions League winner, and now MLS owner. Last year, David Beckham's Miami MLS franchise began its inaugural year in the league, and due to it being Beckham's team, there was a lot of buzz surrounding them. What European stars would they bring in? How many fans will they attract? How much will they dominate MLS in their first year? These were all questions being talked about by fans and pundits alike. But reality was, well, Inter Miami, they had a tough year. Before even going into Miami's first year, there are a few things you should probably know. This team was a long time coming. Beckham first announced he would be looking to begin a team in Miami in 2014, just 1 year after his retirement. Why was he able to obtain an MLS expansion team so quickly? Well, when he joined the league as a player in 2007, in his contract, he was given an option to purchase an MLS expansion team for $25 million. At the time, this seemed to be a large fee, but if you fast forward 12 years and the current price tag for an expansion franchise has risen over $300 million. Now, paying the expansion fee, well, that was the easy part on Miami's road into MLS. It took a long time from the first announcement of the acquisition of the Miami team to the point where the team was actually given a year that they would begin play in the league. This was because it was quite the task determining a stadium plan for Inter Miami. Multiple ideas were pitched, all were shot down, but finally there was a settled on plan. Miami Freedom Park, the future home of Inter Miami. It's a beautiful stadium. Just too bad it hasn't begun its building process yet. The location was determined to be exposed to a deadly amount of arsenic, and it isn't expected to be finished until 2022, which could be easily delayed even longer. But other than that though, great stadium. Another key thing to note is that since the announcement of the team name, Inter Miami CF, MLS and Italian club Inter Milan have been involved in a court battle over the trademark of the word Inter. It has almost been confirmed that Inter Miami won't be changing their team name, but the decision of their name may cost them a lot of money and definitely has caused them a headache. So before even stepping onto the field, there are already two pretty big predicaments Beckham and Miami have found themselves in. And then, well, the league started. Now, historically, expansion sides do struggle to find their way during their inaugural season. Unlike Atlanta United and LAFC, most expansion teams have trouble settling on an identity and creating a competitive roster from scratch. I mean, the perfect example is FC Cincinnati. Entering into their third year, they still have tons of questions and finished dead last their first 2 years. But luckily for Miami, I think it would be near impossible to screw up that badly. But Miami did let their fans down at the beginning of the year. Contrary to the popular belief that Miami would be bringing in superstar European talents in the likes of David Silva, Edison Cavani, or Luis Suarez, the team only brought in one DP, and that was Rodolfo Pizarro. Now, this is not a bad signing whatsoever, but it isn't the high-hitting names people expected from the Beckham team.
Well, the 25th season of Major League Soccer now well and truly underway.
For the first game in Miami's history, they traveled to Los Angeles to face successful expansion side LAFC. Now, not surprisingly, LAFC did win 1-0, but what was surprising is that they also lost their second game of the season to DC United. First two games, both losses. Then, the league was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. When the league finally restarted with the MLS is Back tournament, the results did not improve for Miami. 3 group stage games, 3 more losses, including a loss to Florida rivals Orlando City. Miami did not have a clinical attacker who could finish off moves, a midfielder that could produce any chances, and Diego Alonso could not select a stable back line, selecting 5 different fullbacks during his first 5 games. All of this resulted in a Miami team with 0 points from a possible 15.
The wait for a first success goes on They head out of the tournament. 0 points from 3 games. Another defeat.
Miami would eventually pick up their first win of the season in their 6th game, which would be against Orlando. Even though getting their first 3 points, the team couldn't make that a habit. Halfway through the season, Miami only had 3 wins in 12 games. They would go on to sign their first European star in August in World Cup winning Blaise Matuidi. But just as everything in Miami season, this would eventually cause some controversy that we'll get to a little later. They also signed former Juventus striker Gonzalo Higuain. Both signings were pretty underwhelming on the pitch, to say the least, and neither of them really changed the course for Inter Miami. A forgetful debut MLS regular season ended with a 10th place finish with 7 wins from a total of 23 games. Miami still qualified for the playoffs though, due to an expanded bracket caused by the pandemic. A fairy tale-esque match would occur in the play-in round for Miami, as they would take on their brother expansion team in Nashville. These were 2 totally different teams, one who was surrounded by tons of fame and money, and the other who laid low and didn't cause too much of a stir in the eyes of MLS fans. Although not being as flashy and attractive as Miami, Nashville put up respectable numbers in the MLS, finishing in 7th place with 8 wins, 8 draws, and 7 losses. Nashville also developed a style of play even if they didn't intend it. They were known as a defense-first, attack-second team, and, well, they were great at it. A battle between these 2 totally different teams would occur right in the capital of Tennessee.
And 40.
Inter Miami didn't have the best time, as they were completely embarrassed by Nashville in a 3-0 defeat. A lot of attention surrounded a certain play where Matuidi was seen very lazily tracking back and allowing a Nashville midfielder to score an impressive goal against the Herons. This play, well, it summarized Miami's season pretty well. After the season, Miami totally cleaned house. The team and head coach Diego Alonso mutually parted ways, and Paul McDonough stepped down as the team's sporting director. The team also let go of 13 players, including Will Trapp, Breck Shea, and Juan Agudelo. To help straighten the ship at Miami, they hired Phil Neville, former England women's team manager, to take the helm. Questions arose about this hire though, as Neville and Beckham have remained good friends since their playing days at Manchester United. Many people see Neville as an underqualified manager with no real experience at a club, and they also think that he was just hired based solely on his relationship with David Beckham. And as if this drama of a club needed even more controversies to deal with, last week, news broke about an issue involving the Blaise Matuidi transfer to Miami. MLS announced on March 5th that they would begin a formal investigation on whether the signing complied with the league's salary budget and roster guideline. Matuidi was signed through a TAM deal and not through a DP contract. So suspicion has come up about a possibility that Inter Miami paid him under the table in order to take advantage of roster building rules. This type of scenario is unprecedented in the MLS, and only the future holds on what type of punishment could be given if Miami is guilty. Inter Miami has gone from a team that everyone talks about with excitement to a team that always finds their way into the news for the wrong reasons. In the coming months, we will see how Miami fare in their 2nd season. And for the quality of the league, I'm hoping they can become a team we thought they would. An exciting attacking team with big names. But we'll have to wait and see. Until next time, thanks for watching.